Moment of truth. Let's see how this works. If it goes patchy. And I felt like I've achieved something so big, because back then this was not available in India. Okay, now it all looks like this huge brown poopy mess. Okay, so let's get started. I really hope my fan is not too distracting, because it's just impossible to film without my fan on. Okay, so starting off, for primer, I'm using the Lakme Absolute Blur Perfect Makeup Primer. This primer and I go way back. I remember I was in college, and back then I was really into filming makeup reviews, and when this launched I did film a review, and this was one of my favorites, and it has been one of my favorites. But later on, after you know, my skin became more on the dry side, I just parted away from primers in a way. But in case you guys are wondering, is this the same old primer from 4 years ago? No, this is not. This was sent once again very recently in PR, so this is a new one. Don't worry, I'm not using old crusty rusty primer. Let me tell you, this is not essentially to fill in your large pores or anything. It provides sort of blurriness. Also, I just have slight bit of lip and cheek tint just to look slightly presentable. So that is all blended in. Now it only makes sense to compare my current primer with my old favorite. So the recent favorite primer of mine has been the Too Faced Hangover RX primer, only because this feels moisturizing as well as gives me the primer benefit. So it is blurring and nourishing at the same time, and that's why I've been quite liking it. I'm almost done with this. But having said that, if you have dry skin and if you have prepped your skin really well like I did today, this is not bad. Like, I don't see this emphasizing any dryness, especially the dryness that I have right now on the corner of my nose. I don't see it emphasizing any of that. And overall also it gives like a very nice it just brightens your skin in a way, and I really like that. So I am not disappointed that I was a fan of this earlier, because I still very much am a fan of this. I don't know why I just don't end up using this enough. Next up is foundation, and for that I have my PAC HD Liquid Foundation. Now again, if you have followed me from a very long time, you would know that this was my holy grail foundation. And then I think I just got slightly bored of using the same thing, and that is the only reason I switched to, I think, Nykaa's Skin Genius. But otherwise this has been my favorite from a very long time, and I very recently went back to this. So you guys know this is an OG holy grail foundation for me. I again got bored of using my Skin Genius, and I was like, let me go back to this, and I think it was my wisest decision so far, because this looks incredible. So the shade that I use is 2.1. I'm just going to quickly dot it, and you guys will see how little of it is required. Of course, at the moment I don't have a lot of acne marks, so it's easier to you know, use very little foundation and be done with it. I know this doesn't look like it's enough, but trust me, just wait and see the magic. Also, when I'm blending this and you guys see streak marks, that's because of this brush. This brush is finally giving up on me. Can you guys see that? And also the, you know, the bristles are coming out. Anyways, let's blend it out. So I like to start by patting this foundation. And I know this looks super yellow right now, but believe me, once you blend this out, this looks incredible. Of course, if I want more coverage, I'll add some more. So this is how my face looks like with just one layer on, and with very little foundation. Trust me, I just used one small pump. And of course, I think I can add some more on this area. So let's quickly do that, and let me show you the coverage. So that is how it looks once you build it up. I think it builds up very beautifully. It does not look cakey, but still adds a good amount of coverage. Of course, if you want just like this flawless finish, you can go ahead and color correct on all of those. And so far, so good. It looks amazing. It matches my neck beautifully. And let's move on to concealer. For concealer, let's talk about my very old favorite. This is the LA Girl Pro Conceal Concealer. Now, again, this concealer and I go way back. I was obsessed with this even before trying it, because this was such a massive hit back in the days. If you were a makeup enthusiast from like really back in the days when this was launched, literally every foreign YouTuber was talking about this concealer, how good this is, how many different shades this comes in, the coverage, just everything about this seemed amazing. And you will not believe this, I wasn't even making YouTube back then, I was in college, and I don't think Nykaa was famous back then, or maybe I just don't remember exactly, but I saw that this had come on Flipkart, and I kid you not, I bought 2 shades of this, and I felt like I've achieved something so big, because back then this was not available in India and really nobody just had this, and I felt like, oh my god, I am a proud owner of this LA Girl Pro Conceal concealer. And then of course, you know, this became famous, it became available in India and all of that. Anyways, let's use this, shall we? So this is in the shade Pure Beige, and don't worry, this is not the, you know, oldest concealer. Oh my god, why does this look so dark now? Or maybe I'm just used to using like a lighter concealer. Maybe that's the only reason why this looks slightly darker right now. So this concealer again I think is amazing, especially the shade Pure Beige, especially if you have got really bad dark circles, and just using a highlighter shade wouldn't do that for you. Now that I'm using it, look at the coverage, I mean, wow. In case you guys are wondering why I'm not using this to highlight the center of my face, that is because it's not really a highlight shade, it's more so of a proper dark circle concealer. So yeah, I guess I'm just not going to highlight the center of my face. Now for setting powder, I don't have my oldest, or basically my old setting powder favorite, and it was Bharat and Doris loose setting powder. I think it was one of the best budget setting powders I've ever used. It was a loose setting powder, came in you know, this small packaging, jar packaging, and I think I used number 7. I could be totally wrong, but it had slight bit of yellow undertone and it did a fabulous job. I'm not sure if it is still available, but if it is and you are in a hunt of a good setting powder, I think it is a great one. So for now I'm just going to use any setting powder and I'll be right back. Bronzer slash contour, I have the Contour de Force Woody Wonder bronzer by Sugar Cosmetics. Now this is relatively a newer old favorite, if that makes sense. I don't remember having like a super old bronzer or, you know, contour favorite in general, but this is something that I used a lot before I discovered the Huda Beauty Tantour, and this still remains one of the best, you know, contour or bronzing product that I've tried. And so with this I'm trying to be extremely careful. I'm not doing this motion because I know I'll move my foundation, so instead I'm just going to do this. I think this has such a lovely undertone, like you really don't have to contour. This just does the job of bronzing and contouring at the same time, and that's why I have clearly loved it a lot. Bronzing done. It is highlighter time, and the thing is, I was never a huge highlighter person. I think it basically all stemmed from having oily skin, and so, you know, I would just avoid using highlighter, because highlighter plus your own oily skin, not a good combination. A combination you should absolutely avoid, you know, unless you are okay with it. But ever since my skin started to feel slightly on the drier side, I've been really enjoying highlighter, and I think one of my very close highlighter favorite has to be this highlighter from Hilary Rhoda. I think I've talked about it in so many videos in the past that I don't think I have to, you know, mention it again, but this is an extremely affordable highlighter from Hilary Rhoda in the shade 03, and it's a cream highlighter and it looks incredible. And I think again the reason why I love it so much is because it's a cream highlighter. It just melts into your skin and it actually looks like you're glowing from within. And yeah, let's just try it out. I'm just checking if the consistency is all right, because I had just completely forgotten about this, you guys. I mean, this is a hidden gem. I feel like more people should be talking about this because this is so good. And I like to use this or apply this with my finger directly. Look at that! Oh my god, this is gorgeous. Gorgeous. You can also mix the two shades, of course, and what I like to do is use it on the back of my hand and then apply, otherwise I know I'll apply way too much. I mean, look at that. Does it look like I have highlighter on? It actually looks like I'm glowing from within. And this is the side without highlighter. Side with highlighter. Okay, I'm gonna quickly finish this side and I'll be back. Okay, I think my base looks really nice. Now the thing is, I don't have a blush favorite. For whatever reason, I don't think I was really a blush person until last year, so everything that I have talked about are relatively newer favorites. So yeah, I think I'm gonna skip blush. Let's move on to the eyes. You know what, I'm going to finish my eyebrows first because it is driving me crazy. I just hate my natural eyebrow shape. Like, it has got no shape. What am I talking about, right? So here's the thing, for eyebrows I have had many favorites in the past. I have loved the NYX micro brow pencil but never repurchased it because I thought it was way too expensive for an eyebrow product. I have loved Sugar micro arch arrival, I think arch arrival brow pencil. I think that was amazing too. And then I've also liked the K Beauty eyebrow pencil. But after that, I think I discovered this product. This is the PAC Arch My Brow Palette, and I've been using this from such a long time. You guys, just look at how used this is, right? So I don't know, I'm nervous, and so I'm starting off by using this over here, and literally nothing is coming out. I think I need to sharpen this, but either ways, shouldn't I be able to see? Okay, I see something now. Not bad, but up close it doesn't look too good. The thing is, with these kind of pencils, it is the best to use when your eyebrow is already in the best shape possible, because all you have to do is just fill it in, right? Like, you just have to fill in the sparse gaps and all of that. So eyebrow pencil really comes in handy in that situation. But with eyebrow like mine, especially right now that it's ungroomed for months together, eyebrow pencil is not my first choice. In all honesty, this is not my best brow work that I've done so far, but like I said, pencils just don't work on my natural eyebrow shape. I can only use it when I have gotten them done and it's already in a good shape. But I guess I'm just gonna move on. Now for eyeshadow, one of my oldest favorite palette is this one. This is the I Love Makeup I Heart Chocolate palette. This is from Makeup Revolution, of course, and I remember I was in college. I didn't have the money to get this, and I asked my dad to gift this as one of my birthday gifts, and yeah, it is this palette. And I remember doing a 3 looks with one palette sort of a video with this. It's still one of my favorite videos because I remember working really hard on it. I used to come back from college and it would just be 1 hour before the sunset, and every day, like consecutively for 3 days, I recorded that video, that look, and it was one of my best works, honestly. So let's try this. Honestly, I have no idea if this is going to give me any pigmentation or not, because I haven't used this in a very long while. I'm gonna take this shade and this shade first for my transition work. Moment of truth, let's see how this works. If it goes patchy. What just happened? I don't see anything. You know what? I think when I'm dusting this, everything is just getting dusted off. I don't know, let's try once again. Oh yeah, now I see something, right? Yeah. Okay, I have to be honest, I don't like this transition shade at all. It looks super muddy. I don't know, or maybe it's just too cool toned and I'm not used to using such cool toned shadows anymore. Whatever, let's move on. now that I'm looking at this palette, there's not many dark or matte shades. Like everything has got this sheen to it, and I think there's only only three matte shades. So I guess I'm just going to have to work with that. I'm gonna pick up this shade next, this one that you see right here. Okay, that's slightly better. So far things are not looking good for me. I'm just gonna take this shade again over here. I'm sorry guys, I am unable to show you the shades properly. There we go. I'm taking this one. Now for the lid, right, we have a lot of options. I'm gonna quickly swatch and see why this was my favorite. So these are most of the shades, and I mean, but I have to say that I really had to, you know, just press too hard to get this sort of pigmentation. Otherwise, I was really not seeing much. I'm gonna start with this shade right here and just hope for the best. This shade at least is not doing it for me. And I'm really confused as to which shade should I use next. I'm going to use this one right here and let's see what happens. Okay, now it all looks like this huge brown poopy mess. I'm just gonna add lashes, just do something to make this look better, and I'll be back. Okay, the lighting is slightly changed, I hope you guys don't mind, but I'm back with the eye look done, and honestly I think this is one of my least favorite eye look that I've done. Maybe because I don't know, maybe because my taste in eye makeup has changed. Now for lipstick, I'm sure you would have guessed it right. It has to be the Miss Claire Soft Matte Lip Cream. This is again one of the oldest OG lipstick favorite for I think majority of us, if not all of us. And sadly I don't have other shades. The only shade that I have with me right now is the number 55, and I don't necessarily think this shade would go well with this eye look, but I'm going to use it anyways. Now this lipstick again has a very special place in my heart, because I remember again I was in college and I couldn't, you know, spend like 500 or 600 rupees in just a lipstick, and this just became sensational. I think overnight, I don't know how, but everybody was talking about it, and I remember this was not available online. And I also remember doing the research and finding out where exactly is it available in Bangalore, and it was way far away from my home, but I still remember going to the store and getting like at least 6-7 shades back then. And back then 6-7 shades was a lot, even though this was quite inexpensive. For a college student to just buy 6-7 shades of lipsticks was a lot. Anyways, the formula is amazing. It lasts like a relatively longer period of time. I remember one of the shades was my all-time favorite lip color for college, and yeah, let's just apply this. Oh my god, the scent brings back so many memories. So that brings us to the end of this video. What is the takeaway, you ask? Well, it is to go back to our old favorites as well. I know that all of us, and not just content creators, I think all of us just have new favorites every 2 months, every 1 month, or let's say even every 3-4 months. But it's always good to go back to your old favorites and just see if you still like them, if you don't, and if you still do, there's no harm in using them and finishing it up. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know your old favorites, and if there's anything from that favorites that you still love and why. I would love to hear it from you guys. And that's it. I'll see you in the next video.